Hey, welcome to my sketchbook tour. This is my very first video on this YouTube channel. As you can see, this is my sketchbook. Only did half this sketchbook because I want to introduce myself on what the stuff I draw and what I do for my art. Basically, this will be like an introduction video to my channel. And without further ado, let's dive right into the sketchbook. And here are my art goals. I started this on my birthday. This sketchbook was given to me from my sister as a birthday gift. So yeah. Scout! In my previous sketchbooks, I drew Scout a lot, so I wanted to include this in my sketchbook as well. I've been trying to experiment with inks in the sketchbook because in my previous sketchbooks, I didn't manage to experiment with different mediums. So I played Kid Icarus on my old 3DS. I really love this game. I think it is one of my all-time favorite video games. And then here's... you can kind of see I gave up on this page. And here's Little Mac from Punch-Out! He's gonna be quite important to this sketchbook later. And I think this was the time where I played Super Smash Bros. Again on the 3DS. Scout! Again! And here is Ryu Hayabusa. Around the start of the year, he was rumored to be in Smash. I couldn't help but fantasize on how his reveal trailer would be like. So I planned out storyboards or comic panels on how his reveal trailer would be like. I've been waiting for 10 months. 10 months already, and he's still not in Smash. This is my original character, Katie Amber. So basically, when I created this character, I was 12 at the time. And then now, I'm struggling how to develop this character because it's too emo. Wow.
Wow.
That is kind of awkward. Snapkin! I think this was the time I was getting really into Moomin Valley. And here's a bunch of Moomin sketches. And I tried doodling them, but it turned out kinda cute, I guess. But speaking of doodling, I tried to doodle dump as well on this page. If you're wondering why Moomin is there, it's because I drew Moomin in pen first. And after that, I drew Miles Morales. I didn't really plan this sketchbook well, so I should keep that in mind. Here's more sketches from my original character. And then here's my sketch from my original character in color. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I think this was the time where I bought Punch-Out! For the Wii. This was back in June. This was back in June, and this was the time I was starting to be really into Punch-Out! It's a really fun game. I'm halfway through the game. Come to think of it, I still have to finish it. As you can see here, this is the start of the boxing loophole that I'm in right now. There's Ippo from Hajime no Ippo. I stopped Hajime no Ippo halfway through the first season. I'm really bad with binging shows. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it again. It's kind of a shame that I'm gonna drop the show, so binging is not my thing. I've been testing out expressions with this. And here's Little Mac and his pink hoodie that he uses for his road work. This was supposed to be a storyboard for a Moomin music video I was gonna make. Here is Jockster, Snapkin's dad. Here's Miles Morales. I've been doing pose practices. And speaking of anatomy practices, I've been doing studies as well. I basically got the studies from a YouTube video that I watched, and they mentioned this anatomy drawing video. So I might link the video and the book that they're talking about in the description below. This is my other original character. And she's in the same universe as Katie Amber. And by far, I have 3 main characters for the plot of Katie Amber. I'm not sure if you can see the other character here, but I forgot how to draw his face. And I would have to say that the character development for them both is better than hers, so I don't think Katie Amber is a good protagonist at all. And there's me in pink outfits. And here's Little Mac playing his own game. Because why not? This is a reference sketch that I found on Pinterest. And this is my original character. She's in a different universe than, she lives in a different universe from Katie Amber's. I actually don't have a name for her yet, so I just call her Angel Woman. And this is the other main character of her story. I have no idea why he's bald, but oh well. I think this was the time where I watched Hajime no Ippo again. After like I took like a 2-week break from this anime. This was from official art. I decided to draw it in my own art styles. And then now moving into July, I started off the month with like anatomy practices. I came up with an AU, alternate universe for Team Fortress 2, where basically like the team are detectives, police, and lawyers and that. And here are my two characters, the Angel Woman and the other main character that was, for some reason, bald in this sketchbook. Like, he has hair now, so that doesn't matter. And this is the time where I went to London. It was such like a fun 3-day trip with my family. This is one of the parts I visited in London. It's in Neal's Yard, Covent Garden. And it's really nice. The buildings are like really colourful. And I also went to Wimbledon to watch like tennis matches. And I went to the Moomin store. I was like so happy. And while I was in London, I went to the British Museum. And perfect timing, they had a manga exhibition and I didn't even know while we were going to that museum. So this is like only 5% of what they shown in the exhibition. There's like a lot more. And keep an eye on this guy because it's gonna be important to the sketchbook later. And this is the ticket of when I went to the British Museum. I drew outside and my pet rabbit was running in my back garden as well. How do I explain this? This was the time where I started watching Ashita no Jo. So basically after the manga exhibition that I visited in London, I wanted to look more into Ashita no Jo because they showed like a bunch of manga panels based on this anime. I was trying to like look for Hajime no Ippo stuff, but this was like the only thing related to Hajime no Ippo, I guess. So yeah, I bought like a postcard of Ashita no Jo because that was the closest thing I could get to Hajime no Ippo because they're both boxing animes. Now I'm like really hooked with this show and I want to watch it again. I wanted to test out like a comic book style type of line art, but it kind of turned out a bit more gritty than I wanted it to be. But I guess that's fine because it kind of fits with the aesthetic of the anime. Here's Miles Morales. The reason why I drew him upside down is to make this pun. Get it? Because he's hanging upside down. And here's Mega Man. I remember like watching his reveal trailer for Smash for like the very first time, and I think that what got me inspired to animate 3D. Here's Ryuji! I love him so much. Ryuji's the best boy. You can see the theme here is that I've been trying to do like comic book art. Mainly I was like inspired by Spider-Verse. Next page. More figure studies. Here's the two OCs like back. Her and the guy that I covered with this post-it note, and I still have to develop them both, but I think they're still better than Katie Amber. And here's more sketches of Jo from Ashita no Jo. And you remember when I said I was like really bad with binging shows? Apparently I'm fine with binging shows if it's Ashita no Jo. Here's 10 drawings of Jo. This is a manga redraw and I would like show it. I'll put it somewhere here, the original picture. In the midst of watching this anime, I also watched Megalobox. I managed to like finish this because it was only like 13 episodes long. I would say the anime is quite decent. Now I'm watching this anime again with my sister and so far she's enjoying it, so I'm really happy about that. And here's Junk Dog Jo. Yeah, they both have the same names. And moving on. This is when the hero was out in Super Smash Bros. And then people were like complaining how powerful he is. Here's Little Mac again. I haven't drew like the whole of July, I think. And here's the angel woman I was talking about, my original character. I've been trying like a cartoonish style. Palutena! I really love her so much. I watercolored Palutena. And there's Pit. So yeah, I basically drew characters from Kid Icarus. This was supposed to be a scrap comic for Mega Man 11. Alright, I'm just gonna like move on. So I was preparing drawings for this final drawing I was about to do. And I've been like testing out like line arts, comic book line art, and that. And there's Sachi. She's one of the characters in the Ashita no Joe. She's really funny, by the way. Here's Pit. There's Scout. And here is Junk Dog Joe. And I have no idea what the heck he's doing. So I drew like Apollo Justice. I didn't make his forehead too big, sadly. So there's more Miles Morales. Nothing much here. And more Miles Morales, but except I watercolor this one. And there's me and my original character, the angel woman. Oh. This is a lot to explain. I finished this anime. It took me like 2 months to finish this anime, but I'm glad this is done and over with, but at the same time I'm heartbroken at the end. So I wanted to make like a tribute to Ashita no Joe. Right, let's name all the characters. There's Joe Yabuki, Tange Dampe. Yeah, Tange Dampe. And Rikishi. I wasn't a really like big fan of Rikishi at first, but around the midpoint of the story, it kind of makes me see how much this character means to Joe. I was supposed to draw Yoko Shiraki here, but I just like kind of made her face blank. Carlos Rivera! Is that his name? Yeah, I think so it is. And the famous cross counter. I wanna watch this anime again. It's one of a hell of a ride. Like, it is a good anime. You guys should watch it. And moving on. Ryuji! Again! I kinda like how this sketch turned out. Here are some of my mains. There's Little Mac and Lucas. Ever since my sister got her Switch for her birthday, we played like Super Smash Bros. A lot. I'm starting to get a bit more better with Lucas, so I guess I'm maining him now. There's Little Mac. And these are thumbnail sketches. I'm planning to make like a small comic about Joe and the kids watching a scary movie. I started playing Mother 3 and by far is quite good. And I have a feeling that this obsession will just grow over the sketchbook. Here is Ashitaka. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I didn't like how this sketch turned out. This is my very first Studio Ghibli film. I haven't watched Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro. This marks Princess Mononoke as my very first Studio Ghibli film. And yeah, that is basically it for my sketchbook. I'm not sure when I'm gonna finish this sketchbook, but hopefully by the end of the year, I'll film more of the sketchbook with more stuff, new stuff. And this marks the end of my sketchbook tour. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.